Friday's simply amazing blowout jobs number. Folks, if you don't know, we got our third and final reading on the jobs market Friday, and the numbers were quite simply crazy. If you just look at the headline numbers, there was an expectation for 150,000. Last month was 159,000, so it was thought that the jobs number would come in. And actually, it came in at 254,000, 104,000 more than expected. So, what else happened? Well, as Dan Bird called in his midweek update, the jobs or the unemployment number went down. Yes, folks, we talked about some chief economists and the like calling for the unemployment rate to rise. Again, it did not. It fell. It fell from 4.2 to 4.1. On top of that, we had hourly earnings rise at 0.4% month on month and 4% year on year. Again, ahead of expectations. On top of that, we did not have a negative revision to the previous months. In fact, we had a positive revision to the previous 2 months with an addition of 72,000 jobs added to July and August. What does this all mean? Are these simply lies before an election? Are these simply part-time, not full-time jobs? Is there a deeper and bigger story? So again, I don't know if that's the most important question. I believe a lot of people came out, whether you're on the left or right, red or blue, and you suddenly were either A, calling for the immaculate soft landing, or B, you were screaming fake news, lies, exaggerations, manufactured, whatever. And again, I think that's missing the point. What I looked at is what actually happened. What actually happened? What's like unequivocal actually happened? Well, first and foremost, the bond market reacted immediately. I don't know if you were watching the 10-year note, but the 10-year note ripped higher. On top of that, not only did the 10-year note rip higher, but mortgage rates skyrocketed. Mortgage rates moved 27 basis points in a single day. 27. That is unheard of movement in mortgage rates. Mortgage rates as of Friday are now over 6.5. I'll say that again. Mortgage rates are 6.5. It was just 2 weeks ago, we were talking about mortgage rates being 6.1. These are, when I quote mortgage rates, these are owner occupant, no points, what they call flat, right? No points. Now they're 6.5. 6.5 is a wild move. And again, remember, this is after the Fed cut rates. I think there are so many people either out there talking soft landing or they're talking fake numbers, crimes, blah, 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 blah. And guys, you're missing the point. I don't really care. I do not care if these are complete lies and, all of that. What I care is about what actually happened. And the bond market moved quickly. And I would argue violently. A move from 6.1 to 6.5, frankly, is enough to perhaps pull back purchases. We've had 7-week run where purchase applications were up. We have had a refi boom that is going crazy. This move could stop all of that. Now, let's step back for a moment. Let's realize that Friday's move was three or four standard deviations away from normal. And let's watch the 10-year and, more importantly, mortgage rates this week. We have a lot, and I mean a lot, of Fed talk this week. We are going to start off with Monday. Michelle Bowman. Remember, Michelle Bowman was the lone dissenter in the last Fed meeting. She wanted a quarter, where the other 17 wanted a half. She wanted a quarter. Michelle Bowman will be talking on Monday. What is she saying? Is she highlighting the risks that we all know about? Is she painting a vision where the neutral rate is higher than her cohorts? I don't know, but I will be listening and reading up on everything Michelle Bowman has to say. On top of that, there will be an additional Fed president speaking Monday. We will also get consumer credit. We have long heard about the consumer being dead. We will check in on consumer credit. Tuesday, we have 3 Fed speeches. Again, folks, this week's Fed talk is going to be important because we have folks like Mohamed El-Erian talking about the Fed making a mistake. We have folks like, where is it? I didn't write it. Larry Summers. There it is. Larry Summers saying the Fed's 50 basis point move was a mistake. Again, we've had better employment and better inflation. Is the Fed making a mistake? Is the Fed repeating the 1980s? That is certainly my fear. Six Fed presidents speak on Wednesday. On Thursday, of course, we will get our weekly unemployment claims. Again, this is the best thing to look at just for the average consumer, what is going on with weekly unemployment claims. We will also get an inflation reading. We will get CPI. CPI comes out on Thursday, along with 3 Fed speeches. Just to give you a flavor of what's going on with inflation, CPI headline is expected to come down to 2.3 from 2.5. So again, unemployment moved from 4.2 to 4.1. Inflation is expected, CPI headline is expected to fall from 2.5 to 2.3. Excuse me, fighting off a sneeze. Core is expected to be flat at 3.2. It was 3.2 last month. And then on Friday, we will get PPI and 3 more Fed speeches plus consumer confidence. So again, folks, lots and lots of stuff going on this week that we must pay attention to. Again, I will be watching rates. Are the Fed presidents talking about a pause? Does Michelle Bowman talk about a rate hike? That would be a huge admission of a mistake. Again, lots of stuff going on. I think the biggest thing to listen for is what is the R star or neutral rate? Heading out of the last Fed meeting, most of the Fed presidents thought R star or neutral was 3 to 3.5. Michelle Bowman, again being the lone dissent, thought it was 4. Is the neutral rate higher than they expected? Are we still slow rolling quarter point cuts going forward? Are we talking no cuts? Are we talking no cuts the rest of 2024? These are important conversations. Again, the employment market, again, based on the numbers, looks better. Mortgage rates went from 6.1 to 6.5. This is going to change the game. The cost of capital is going to change the game. I don't know if you saw this presentation from Dion from Dion Talk Financial Freedom. He did a great presentation the other day talking about the mode. Again, folks, when you take statistics, you have the mean, the median, and the mode. What is the mode? Simply said, it is the number that is most repeated in any series. Dion did a conversation about Gen X and their pile of retirement dollars. This is often called the sandwich generation, where they are taking care of their kids and taking care of their parents. The sandwich generation, aka Gen X, mode is 0. Generation X, the number that is repeated the most, has 0 saved for retirement. Worse yet, if you watch Dion's video, he talks about not only the fact that they have 0 saved for retirement, but in fact, they have no plans for retirement. Folks, and if you know the old saying, no plan is a plan, it should be frightening to you. Now, hopefully, because you're on this channel, we talk finances every day, you realize that you need a plan. You're likely doing the work. I appreciate you. I respect you. But realize, yes, folks, 47% of Gen X has 0 and no plan for retirement. Do me a favor, go check out Dion Talk Financial Freedom. Like, subscribe, comment, show him some love. He does these amazing live streams. You need to check that out. Looks like there's another hurricane building perhaps in the Gulf, headed for Florida. Guys, if you're in Florida, be safe. They are now estimating that Helene could be upwards of $34 billion. That is wild to think about. Got a note about folks that invested in New Orleans around Katrina. Currently the deadliest hurricane on record. They talked about housing and the fact that housing short-term became very much in demand and values and rents went up because, again, obviously a lot of housing stock out, a lot of people displaced, a lot of people coming in to fix, but it will normalize over a couple of years. So again, shout out to Beth, again, one of our millionaires that come back each week, reminding us what happened in Katrina. No reason to believe it won't happen in the areas affected by Hurricane Helene. Pretty interesting to think about. I would like to congratulate Joshua. Joshua has joined our school community. Joshua, thank you very much for joining. I will have to unfortunately admit we are no longer the number 3 school. We are now number 4. Yes, folks, we have been passed. I like to bring up the good news, but we also have to realize the bad news. I have not been posting, not been active the last 48 hours, and unfortunately, we have been passed. We are no longer the number 3 school. We are the number 4 school. Again, please join, $20 a month, free boot camps, and all this other great education, but it's the community. You should be joining for the community. Remember, Tuesday, if you go to the calendar, we will be bringing on PropStream to show you how to use PropStream to find great deals. So that is something. If you want to know about the competition, I will. I think I'll write them down and I'll bring them up. I don't remember, but yes. Do me a favor: join school, post, interact, thumbs up, all of this great stuff. School is not based on students or followers; it's based on activity. So since I haven't been posting for a couple of days, I've been taking Friday and Saturday off. We have again fell from number 3 to number 4. So. There you go. The port strike is over. Port strike is over. Yes, it ended on Friday. I would actually say it's delayed. They pushed it out. They're going to iron out the details, iron out automation until January after the new year. But hey, folks, let's just acknowledge that the port strike is over. Let's have some good news for a while. Again, that is interesting. I did see this statement the other day that I thought was pretty cool. Skills buys you income. Income buys you assets. And assets buy you freedom. Folks, again, I think sometimes it is just that simple. Again, if you talk about what we do here at One Rental at a Time, again, create discretionary income, become elite, do it for a decade. It is just that. Again, I'm an employee. I'm not an entrepreneur. Skills buy you income. Folks, what are you learning? What are you getting better at? Is it AI? Is it public speaking? What is it? Then you need to become good at buying assets. For me, that was 93703, 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage, single story, 1,250 to 2,000 square feet. What are you good at? And then you need to do it for a decade. Again, skills buy you income, income buys you assets, and assets buy you freedom. Yes, folks, I still can't believe mortgage rates jumped 27 basis points on Friday. We are going to look for follow-through in the week ahead, or does it pull back? That seems to be a very violent reaction. Crazy. At the end of the day, when I look at the jobs number, you could think about them being a complete lie, a complete fabrication, or realize that the way this formula is put together, we have an error of the economy. What do I mean by that? If you are an employee of 2 jobs, of 3 jobs, you could count as 2 or 3. The way this survey is put together, it's not calling individuals, it's calling companies. And if you happen to work here and work there, you will be counted twice. So I think we have to realize that there is more part-time work than ever before. We also need to realize that full-time employment year on year is down. 500,000 is down 500K. So I think there's a lot of things going on in the jobs market. But again, I don't care about the noise and nonsense. I care about what actually happened. And the cost of capital went up a lot in 24 hours. And the last thing I want to talk about is finally the mainstream media has caught up with one rental at a time. What am I talking about? Folks, did you see the turnover rate? Turnover, what is that? That is how many houses go on sale, right? Move up buyer, whatever you want to call that. We are at a 30-year low. A 30-year low. Yes, only 25 homes out of 1,000 traded hands in the first 8 months of the year. This is something I have been telling you is coming for a long time. I think it was a year and a half ago where I said the turnover rate is going to break records. The Fed broke the housing market. And what we are going to see is a turnover rate that used to be one every 8 years is going to fall to one every 12 years. We are simply going to stay put longer. This is just a reality of low fixed rate mortgages. This is the law of bunk beds. It's just a good financial decision for most. So again, folks, finally the mainstream media has caught up in talking about the turnover rate being a 30-year low. It is only going to get worse. We have only started to see the impact of turnover. It is going to get worse. So just so you have historical context is usually 40 out of 1,000. Again, today we are at 25 out of 1,000. So again, lots of stuff going on in the housing market. It is broken. We've been telling you that for a long time. Again, we called the new low for existing home sales at below 3.8. So again, lots of stuff we talk about is actually happening now, which is fun. Folks, I hope you have an amazing day. Do me a favor, join school, be active. I personally am not happy the fact that we backed up from number 3 to number 4. I will say we are just out of the top 1%. There are 299 real estate investing schools. We are now number 4 out of 299. That is not good enough. We are better than that at one rental at a time. I look forward to being, frankly, number 1. Like, subscribe, comment, become part of the family. I want to shout out all 88 of you who joined me live this morning. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being live. I appreciate it. The thumbs up, the comments. I do see them here on my iPad, the Wealth Journey. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Guys, take care of yourself, but let's do one thing. Let's do the funnest thing. Let's congratulate somebody who got their golden ticket. Dennis, congratulations for your golden ticket. It's been a long time coming. I appreciate you. I will drop this in the mailbox later. Folks, we give out golden tickets for your first deal. We give out black tickets for your next deal. I don't have one with me at the moment. But again, we want to congratulate folks that are doing the work, writing disrespectful offers, follow up, follow up, follow up. That is how you get great deals. Folks, we are in a buyer's market. Get those credits. Don't pay list price. Write stupid offers. Follow up on stupid offers. Do the work. Take care. Have an amazing day. Later.